Welcome to Nightmare on Main Street. This year's theme is hauntings. Hauntings are paranormal experiences, which just means that they're not easily explained by logical processes. Sometimes they really are easy to figure out. They may just be an overactive imagination. The thud, thud that you hear in the middle of the night may not be footsteps at all, but it may be a tree branch banging against the house. And the screech, screech, screech you might hear in the walls. I'd suggest you get a cat. You probably have mice. There are other less obvious explanations for some apparitions. And hauntings are things that can appear that you see or you hear or you feel. Now, some things, for example, pressure on the chest while you're lying down can be a sign of carbon monoxide poisoning. Get out and dial 911. It's not a spiritual presence there. You're in great danger. Another possibility is certain kinds of toxic molds. And, for example, in the Salem witch trials, some people think that the rye crop may have been infected with a fungus called ergot. The chemical component of ergot is primarily LSD. So you're going to see all kinds of things that aren't there. Then there's something called infrasound, which is the opposite of the high pitch of a dog whistle. Infrasound is very, very low, below the normal hearing range for human beings. And it can be caused by some household appliances or certain weather conditions. And it can cause auditory or visual hallucinations. And then there are the things that we just can't explain, at least not with our present limits on our own minds and understanding of the cosmos. The oldest ghost story, for example, not the earliest references to ghosts, but the earliest ghost story, was told by Pliny the Younger in ancient Greece. And his friend Athenagoras bought a house that was supposedly haunted by an old man with a white beard wrapped in chains. So Athenagoras, being a philosopher, decided to sit up and wait for the ghost. And sure enough, on the first night, the apparition was there. And it was an old man wrapped in chains. So Athenagoras followed him through the house as he clanked along, out into the courtyard, where the ghost turned and suddenly disappeared. Athenagoras marked the spot, and the next day had workmen dig up the courtyard. And sure enough, a few feet down, they found a skeleton wrapped in chains. Not something we can easily explain. Now, tonight you'll go through a haunted historic trail in Connecticut, which is filled with hundreds of ghostly apparitions and stories. And we invite you to put aside your preconceived ideas of belief or skepticism and simply enjoy learning about Connecticut's haunted past. So follow me, if you dare.
Rude's the name. Micah Rude. I grow the finest apples in Franklin. Nay, in the whole Connecticut colony. All I want is to be left alone. But there's skulking thieves on the highway looking to take what's mine. Peddlers, they call themselves. Going from farmstead to farmstead with their wares. I know what they are. Thieves. Like that one Page. Winslow Page. Oh, he vanished on the Franklin Highway. I never set eyes on the man. He said that they found his basket of wares in my barn. Then the constable comes, and under my apple tree finds Page himself. said that I'd done for him. And I took a bit of hip twine while he slumbered, come up behind him, and choked the life from him. It couldn't prove nothing. But the next fall, come time to harvest my sweet apples, every one red, healthy on the outside, but within, not white and clean, but full of red spots, like Satan's own eyes, like drops of blood, that damn peddler's blood. Now, though it's been years since the crows ate his eyes, he's fattened generations of worms on his rotten bones in the ground, still, every fall, my apples, full of blood. No one will take them. How could I have done it? How could I have done it?
Hi, I'm Mary Sunshine, reporting from Windham, Connecticut. I'm standing at the corner of Scotland Road and Windham Center Road in Windham. Behind me is the old Windham Inn, which was built in 1783. This sign on the door is an official notice of condemnation. The building is for sale, and if no buyer comes forward, this historic inn could be demolished. In the late 1700s, the Windham Inn was a popular place for travelers to stay, as well as a favored spot for gentlemen in the town to come and socialize. In time, the inn was converted into apartments, though town officials insist the structure fails to meet present-day building codes for residential apartments. But the Windham Inn is no ordinary hotel. It is widely known as one of the top haunted places in all of Connecticut. This so-called haunting has to do with the sad story of Elizabeth Betsy Shaw, a farm girl from Hampton Parish in Windham. According to historical accounts, Betsy Shaw was hanged in 1745 for the death of a newborn baby, becoming the first woman to be hanged for a crime in Windham. Since her death, Betsy's ghost has been reportedly seen pacing the local roads in town and pacing about right here at the Windham Inn. Will the demolition of this historic place go forward as many fear it will, or will someone come forward to save it? Just as this inn sits at the juncture of two town roads, its very existence also sits at a crossroads. And what will happen to the ghost of Betsy Shaw? This is Mary Sunshine reporting from the Windham Inn.
My name is Second Master George McDougal.
And I, his very able seaman James. We both did serve on Her Majesty's ship, the Resolute, on her Arctic journey.
13 ships,
Aye, that's a lucky number.
but nonetheless, 13 ships set sail from England to search for the missing ship of Sir John Franklin, who looked for the Northwest Passage to the Orient for 10 years, and we have yet to hear from him.
We did find broken remnants of the ship and 3 bodies of his crew, which gave us hope to carry on. But winter was drawing nigh.
That mattered little. We had strict orders from Her Majesty Queen Victoria. Find Franklin, or certify his fate. His fate? Well, what about our fate? Did she care that our last sea duty on the Resolute would become our fate?
We searched for months, but a blast of cold froze us in the Arctic ice.
We came down with lead.
Poisoned by the very food that was to save us, our eyes.
Our faces.
Jaundiced like the ghosts you see. With our food less and dwindling ever, we did the never do. We abandoned ship to march across the ice. It was our only hope, our hope. We all then died.
The Resolute remained locked in that ice until one day, mysteriously, she lifted out. She lifted out and began to float free, unlike us. She had no crew. She then was a ghostly ship.
She abandoned her crew, just a bunch of skeletal bones.
The Resolute was found by a whaling ship from Connecticut, the George Henry. But alas, they never found us.
The Henry's captain and members of her crew sailed the Resolute to New London. She was then returned to England, old London, a gesture of national courtesy to the Queen. But what
I'd like the last word, James. But what about us? The real sea story.
our real sea story and its tragedy.
The real sea story about 13 ships, the Resolute, and all of the sailors that died,
And the armada of 12 other ships.
all who had set out on a foolhardy mission.
Well, we're glad
Can't you see?
that you've heard the ghostly tale of our real story.
Hello, my name is Edmund Smythe, and I've been a lighthouse keeper my whole life. But the strangest time I had keeping a light was here, at the Ledge Light in London Harbour. Quite a stunner, ain't she? Well, some fancy pants waterfront homeowners who wanted French Second Empire colonial revival, and this is what they got. After being here a short while, I noticed some strange things here. Lights would go on, lights would go off. Doors would open and close of their own accord. And I noticed on the catwalk a shadowy figure who drew back. When I looked up, it seemed the time was coming and going to the Block Island Ferry. And one night there was a knock on the door downstairs. I ran down thinking it was an emergency. I walked around the perimeter looking for a boat, a person. No one was there. And then cold breath blew up in light. Really gave me quite a fright. I wondered who my ghostly visitor was. Finally, my commander told me it was Ernie, who was an earlier lighthouse keeper. His fiancée ran off with the Block Island ferry captain. Well, watching that ferry go back and forth day after day, it drove Ernie mad. He finally threw himself into the sea, and his body was never found. Well, lights still go off and on here, doors open and close. But after I heard about Ernie, well, I spit into the sea every time the ferry went by. He seemed to understand I was a kindred spirit, and his shenanigans no longer bothered me. To this day, lighthouse keepers spit into the sea when the ferry goes by. So if you take the ferry out of New London Harbor, look for Ernie up on the catwalk, and beware if you feel something wet on your cheek.
Well, you're in the Paguaba Tunnel here today. The Paguaba Tunnel was built under meadows, woods, and a pond in Plymouth, Connecticut. The tunnel here is 3,850 feet long. That's more than 10 football fields, or a little less than 3/4 of a mile. To this day, this railroad tunnel is the longest in Connecticut. Construction began on the tunnel in 1907 and was completed in 1910. There were many obstacles to overcome during construction of the tunnel, including mudslides, cave-ins, and because of poor safety standards back then, some of the workers were injured and some of them died building the tunnel. As you can imagine, large amounts of dirt, rock, and debris had to be removed to make room for the tunnel. We have evidence that Native American artifacts were disturbed during the dig. Many people think this tunnel is haunted. Some people even saw ghosts and spirits in this tunnel. What haunts it? Who haunts it? Could it be that some of the workers had died building the tunnel? Or perhaps the spirits of the Native Americans? There was a story of the two men, when they were building the tunnel, got in an argument about a shovel. One of the men ran and got a pickaxe and killed the other man by crushing his skull. Maybe that's who haunts the tunnel. Well, if you ever get to visit the real tunnel in Plymouth, Connecticut, it's going to be a lot darker than this tunnel. It's going to be moist and kind of spooky, and the seal in the water kind of drips on you, and the tunnel walls kind of close in and get on your nerves. But just remember, even if you're in the middle of that long tunnel, to look out one end, and you should see a dot of light out there. Hopefully it's a sunny day and you can make your way out. And if you're really lucky, you'll see a ghost too. Well, I've got to get going now because there's a train due here any minute. So, oh, there it is. Gotta go.
Welcome. Please enter. My name is Sarah Dudley, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the place I call home, Dudley Town. And as you can see, Dudley Town is quite a small settlement located near the Dark Entry Forest in Cornwall, Connecticut. I remember Dudley Town well, with its 26 families, many being Dudley family members. Yet, despite the town's prosperity, there was an evil that haunted us. And that trouble started for the Dudley family back in England in 1510, when Edmund Dudley was beheaded for conspiring to overthrow King Henry VIII. And as further punishment, the king placed a curse on the entire Dudley family, condemning all descendants to a lifetime of horror and death. And soon, many Dudley family members died under mysterious circumstances. And it was Robert Dudley, one of Edmund's grandsons, that wisely left England and traveled to the New World, hoping to escape the curse. And it was 3 Dudley family members that purchased the plot of land you see here, upon which Dudley Town was built. But even in the New World, strange things occurred, and in truly inordinate numbers. People went insane. Some were murdered, others fell to suicide. Others suffered disease, bizarre accidents, or simply disappeared. My poor Sarah Faye was right on her front porch when a bolt of lightning struck and killed her. Some even left Dudley Town hoping to escape the curse, yet still suffered grim fates wherever they went. And as a consequence, Dudley Town was deserted, and it fell to ruin, as you can see here. But did Dudley Town actually die? Visitors to these ruins often claim to see strange apparitions, hear strange sounds. Some claim to be touched, pushed, or even scratched by unseen hands. Some researchers believe it's as if the ground itself had spoiled somehow. But is it tainted? Or is it the curse of King Henry VIII? Today, the Dark Entry Forest Association owns and protects the land where Dudley Town still remains, to keep it wild forever. Trespassing is strictly forbidden. But even now, I would never recommend visiting Dudley Town, for all who have visited have faced its consequences. And please, continue upstairs before the curse claims you next.
I'm telling you, Matthew, he was dead serious about this. He swore he saw it plain as day. Now, I know Cyrus to be a serious man, but I had my doubts about seeing strange things in the night. And last night, I saw it myself. It was a woman on the bog down on Plains Road. She seemed to be searching for something.
Now, Jeb, you know that fog's where the ground fog lingers longest. You sure it just wasn't the fog?
Matthew, we've been friends how long now?
Oh, 15 or 20 years, I'd say.
You know I don't go around seeing things that aren't there.
It's true.
There was a girl down there. She was dressed in white, and she seemed to be glowing in the dark.
You know, that sounds an awful lot like that Shaw girl, Elizabeth. You remember? The one they toted to the gallows, seated atop the coffin she'd be buried in, hanged for killing her baby. They tell me just about the whole town turned out for that.
Everyone in Wyndham's heard about her, but that was 4 or 5 decades ago. How could it be her?
Yeah, it was quite some time ago. It certainly makes you wonder. Now that you're mentioning it, there have been some strange things going on.
There have been strange things happening around here, certainly.
But
What kind of things?
Well, doors open and close by themselves. Sometimes I hear running footsteps. Lanterns that go bright and then dim all on their own. Gives me the shivers.
we've been talking about Elizabeth Shaw here. I've been told her father turned her in for what she did.
That poor girl just in her teens found herself with a child. I heard tell the town folk trying to call her indecent names. Some people even say her father was to blame.
Ooh, now, Miss Serenity, those are awful strong words. It's kind of difficult to place blame on someone for something that happened so long ago.
Well, see, I'm not. Others have wondered the same thing about that man. I would like to know who's responsible.
No one really does know where that girl is buried. Maybe she's on unfinished business in the living world. Maybe that's why she keeps turning up around here.
Jebediah, that's a very interesting way of looking at things. So what do you suppose it is then that this girl's searching for?
Since that day they hanged her, I believe the restless ghost wanders about Wyndham, searching for the life she had before she was condemned. Or maybe she's looking for her baby.
She's in heaven, and her kids that hung around her through the week seem to vanish like a ghost in the sheet. When she's out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, hello! Welcome to the Capitol Theater, the crown jewel of Willimantic. No, we've had many stage shows and vaudeville acts here since our opening 10 years ago in 1926. And coming soon, we're going to have a brand new attraction, Talking Pictures. That's right, soon we'll be having singing and dancing. But you're in luck, because for tonight, we have a special gift. In honor of the 10th anniversary, completely free, you can come in and see a silent movie. So please, come on in and take a seat. Walk right in. Welcome. We're so proud of the Capitol here in Willimantic, and why should we be? Look at its amazing ornate decorations, from the well-appointed lounge to the marble staircase that leads up to the balcony, and of course this luxurious seating big enough for 1,200 people. Surely this is heaven on earth. But it's not without its faults. Some people have heard voices, mysterious voices of ghosts, 3 spirits, stage actors from long ago. They were a temperamental bunch who let their passions get the best of them. You know how stage actors can get. they were caught in a love triangle that went fatally wrong. No, not everyone believed this. Personally, I've never seen anything. I've never heard anything. Well, anyways, just sit back, relax, and forget all your troubles and worries of life, and enjoy this fun little comedy.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas O'Keefe. I'm going to be running your projector tonight. Now remember, this is a silent movie, so you need to be quiet during the show. That means you, sir, you need to be quiet. Lately, we've been hearing some flyings about from the walls. We don't know what it is, but if you hear anything, you pay no mind to it. Thank you. Enjoy the show. On the wall. I see an image.
My God!
Do
you see what I see? Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but clearly we're going to have to cut this movie short. Mr. O'Keefe,
Yes.
please.
All right, everyone, for your own safety, you need to follow me out the exit this way. Everyone, follow me. Ah! There's another one. No more images. We need to follow me this way, folks. Come out the emergency exit. Ah! There's another one, too. They're all here. Oh, hurry out the door. Come this way. Follow me this way. Watch it.
Do cemeteries make you nervous? Cat got your tongue. Have you heard of the Union Cemetery?
No.
Are you the lady in white?
Yes.
You're the one I see roaming outside the church then at night.
Sometimes.
Is it true that your husband threw you in the sinkhole right behind this very church?
Yes, it is.
They say I may be thrown in there also. Do you want to know how I died? Are you dead also? No, you're not dead, or no, you don't want to know how I died.
Tell me how you died.
They hung me because I killed my husband. Took his head clean off his body with an axe. One swipe. He cheated on me with the clerk of this very church. I am looking for a new husband, though. I don't know, I like your mustache. Not it, sister. You smell alive. For now. Okay. What's your name? Jackie. My name is Charlotte. Charlotte Biddle. Hi, girl. My tombstone is right outside that window. I've been here 400 years.
You look pretty good. Honestly, Twitch, but you look pretty.
Jackie is a short, sweet name for the tombstone next to mine.
Okay, friends.
It gets awful cold in here by yourself. Would you like to stay here with me? I might be able to do something about that. For those of you who would like to see if their names are on tombstones, you can head through that door. If not, you can stay with me.
What's all this congregating out here? Can't you read? Closed at dusk till dawn. I don't know what business you have inside that church. There's nobody in there. Follow me. I will take you to the gate. Watch your step. Keep your voices down, out of respect. all coming? I know where these paths go. I've been walking them most of my life. I know where they start, and where they end. Stay clear of this open grave. Been walking them most of my. I did them most of the morning. In the morning, I did worms. By afternoon, I fill them with dirt and bodies. I'm tired of digging these holes. Back hurts. Legs tramp out from underneath me. And now my butt itches. I'll begin one of these sooner or later. Are they coming? You got no business in here after dark.
It is strange here beneath the earth in Old Newgate Prison. It is damp and cold and darker than you can imagine. The darkness is like a living thing that devours any light you bring here. You can feel the earth above your head pressing down. The walls seem to close in until you can barely catch breath. Eyes seem to peer at you from the darkness. An unseen hand may brush your cheek. Some say you become used to all this. For others, it's like hanging by the neck. By the time you're accustomed to it, you're dead. Come with me. Loyalists and criminals were sent here, cast into the darkness beneath the earth, uncared for, underfed, disease-ridden. In time, the cells seethed with vermin, bedbugs, fleas, and lice feasted on the blood of the imprisoned. Many died here, slowly from the agonies of neglect, overwork, or illness, or suddenly from the violence that was a daily occurrence for prisoners and guards alike. This is the spot where Abel Starkey fell to his death, climbing a rope left dangling down an air shaft. Why would a weakened man attempt such a perilous escape? When daily life is horror, what is the risk of death if the prize is freedom? Patrick Welch, 5 years in a cell too small to stand up or lie down. In time, the pain in his joints will become unbearable. If you would attack prison keeper Veets, it's better if you don't miss. William Stewart, if you are too stubborn, or too weak or ill from rancid food and putrid water, to work the nail forge, or the cooper's shop, or to walk the treadmill, this is the punishment for refusing to work. A lesser rebuke than hanging by the heels, to be sure. It is ironic that when prisoners die here, beneath the earth, their bodies are carried out for one last brief time beneath the open sky before they are buried in the ground. One prisoner was so determined to escape Newgate that he climbed into a coffin with the reeking corpse of a fellow prisoner. Once the coffin was above ground, he threw off the lid and ran into the forest before the startled burial party could raise the alarm. Do you believe the spirits of prisoners, or guards, or miners linger here, enduring the miseries of their last days for all eternity? Weep for them, if you will, good people. Perhaps your tears will free them from their torments. In life, I was Isaac Swan. It appears there is only one way out.